Today I'm going to give you guys a masterclass on how YouTubers, big YouTubers like this, think of some of their most viral video ideas. Coming up with video ideas might seem completely random from the outside. You might think that these creators just take a really long hot shower and they think of a video idea that gets 100 million views. And I hate to say, you need a blueprint. The hot shower ain't gonna cut it. Successful creators that are able to get 100 million monthly views, like myself, are not just guessing. We're strategically designing our future. We're following frameworks or blueprints that turn ideas that seem normal into great clickable ideas. So I'm gonna share with you some of my most powerful blueprints of how I and many other creators are thinking of some of their most viral videos. This lesson is directly from Bluprint University, which is a 11-hour free course on how to grow your YouTube channel. If you want access to the entire course, all you gotta do is go to our website. It's 100% free. Enjoy. First way to brainstorm ideas is 1 + 1 = 2. Almost every idea has been done online, but there is millions of ideas that can be combined to make something a little new. 1 + 1 = 2 is one of the first things we learned as a kid, but little do you know, this simple formula is responsible for the success of billions of views on YouTube. We want to take two ideas here and combine them to make a new idea. You can take some of your own ideas, you can take other creators' ideas, or you can take ideas from other places like movies or TV shows or out in the world where you see things. Here's some examples of how I've done this with my own videos. The first video is filling my house with packing peanuts plus trampoline hide and seek. And that equals our new idea, which is filling my house with trampolines. Tallest Lego tower plus prank videos equals replacing everything with Legos prank. Safest Minecraft house video plus Legos equals safest Lego house. Lamborghini race plus last to take hand off house equals would you rather have a Lamborghini or this house? Why is this good to do? This is a great way to think of ideas that look different and original. Doing this made our content valuable and unique to our audience. Our viewers wanted to come back and watch more videos because they were getting newer versions of the videos that they already enjoyed, which is one of the most important factors of building an audience, because your viewers not only need to watch your video, but come back to your next video. And when you take ideas or things that they already enjoy and combine them to make something new and refreshing, they really enjoy that. Combining good ideas that already work make it easy for YouTube to recommend these videos to new viewers as well. YouTube takes a ton of data from topics that a viewer watches and loves to recommend new videos about that specific topic. Going to our second way to generate ideas is to focus on old ideas, because just because something is old doesn't mean you can't bring it back to life. This is a great way to think of new ideas. I've been able to get hundreds of millions of views of taking old ideas, taking content that used to work, or taking ideas of shows that used to work and bringing them back to life on my channel. There's a famous TV show called Hole in the Wall, but it was discontinued, so we decided to bring it back to life, and the video did surprisingly well. How did I know this idea wasn't on a tree branch that was dead and never coming back to life? Step one is to do your research and look at old videos online or old concepts or old TV shows that we used to watch. I found out that no one was making these crazy Hot Wheel track videos anymore. They were all 6, 7, or 10 years old. However, they were still very popular, which brings me to step two, asking yourself if people still care about this. This is just doing more research. I knew my huge audience on YouTube was full of kids, and I knew that kids still played with Hot Wheels tracks because I had little cousins that had them all over their room. And tons of massive retail stores still had Hot Wheels tracks all over their shelves, and they were selling like crazy for Christmas. So I thought to myself, there's no way that people don't care about Hot Wheels tracks, but for some reason, no one's putting out videos on them. That was when I thought to myself, I have an opportunity to bring this old idea back to life because the audience still cares about it. And the only way to find out if they do still care about it is to actually pull off the idea. Sometimes you can do all your research and still be wrong. So if you find an old idea that you think is worth getting views today, then I think it's worth a shot, because you missed 100% of the shots you don't take. You're gonna get 0 views on all the ideas that you don't upload. The third way is to 10 10x your idea. Take an idea and make it 10 times better. You want to take an idea and 10x something about it. 10x the creative, 10x more story, 10x more emotions, more scale, the idea. You decide what 10x you want to do based on what you think your audience is going to care about. But this was a way I thought of a lot of really good ideas. I would pick ideas that I saw on YouTube and I would literally just 10x the video and post it, and it would do incredible. But this was a game changer for me in brainstorming ideas, because I would take something and 10x it, and it would make it seem so insane, so crazy that people would want to click on it. When I was growing my Minecraft gaming channel, I noticed creators would do mod showcase videos. But in the video, they would only showcase one modification that you can add to the game. So I decided to 10x that idea and review 10 mods in one video. We did a video on tornado chasing because we noticed that tornado videos get a ton of views on YouTube, but they're usually super boring, very short, and they just show the tornado and that's it. There's no build up to it. So we decided to 10x this idea by building an entire story around hunting these tornadoes. Our lemonade stand video. We noticed some creators making videos about lemonade stands, and we asked ourselves, this is kind of perfect for our audience because they're full of kids, and I feel like a lot of kids have opened a lemonade stand. But most of these lemonade stand videos were very basic, very simple, so we literally decided to 10x the size of the lemonade stand and make the world's biggest lemonade stand. Lego house videos. I built a Lego house in my living room, and a couple years later, we decided to 10x the size and make it life size. So to think of new ideas, how can you take your great ideas that you have already and make them bigger over time as you grow? And I've had many 10x ideas that have been failures, because sometimes with all of these blueprints, they're not perfect and they don't necessarily mean you're gonna get a viral video. One failure was 50 hours running from the cops. It got 20 million views. That is a huge success. We decided to 10x this idea by going to a whole nother country and making a video called 100 Hours Hunted by Cops. And this video completely failed. It wasn't as authentic. We wanted to make the video bigger and more expensive, but the idea was not bigger. The idea was the same size as the first one. It didn't really feel like a 10x, and that's why I think it failed. Hide and seek in the island house, 28 million views. Are you kidding me? So we decided to take this idea that was already viral and 10x it and go bigger, renting out an entire stadium and getting tons of creators to play hide and seek. We spent nearly $100,000+ on this video, and it got 3 million views. Tons of cameras, a huge prize, and over 3 months of editing this video, and it was a complete flop. The lesson here is sometimes you think you're 10xing an idea, but it doesn't feel like a 10x to the audience. So when thinking and identifying these 10x ideas, ask yourself, does it feel like a 10x improvement to the audience? Not to you. Here's an old video of mine called 10 Awesome Minecraft Security Systems. And in this video, I review 10 redstone contraptions. How exactly could you 10x this video? You could do 100 security systems, which would be 10 times the size. You could install these systems into your Minecraft house and actually test them in the video, which would 10x the story of the video. You could use these security systems to prank your friends, which in my opinion would make a 10 times better idea than just reviewing them. You could test these systems against the strongest creatures in Minecraft, which would also build a better story for the video. You could put these high security systems in a great location like a bank. And then you could have a competition to see who can break in, which would make a much better idea for the video. I personally love this concept of 10xing your idea because every time I was actually able to pull it off, my audience loved it. Sure, there's some failures. That's simply part of the game on YouTube. But when we're actually able to pull it off and actually make that video go viral, there's so many people that talk about it. These 10x ideas were some of my most special ideas, and they also pushed me out of my comfort zone to create videos that I never thought were possible. 10xing an idea can be scary, but it pushes you to be a better creator. Our fourth way is the unfair familiar. Some of the greatest videos I've produced, some of the best TV shows, and the movies that have all the awards have something called connection. And the way you build connection is by taking things that are unfamiliar and making them familiar. A little history lesson, because my favorite food is sushi. But in the 1970s, Japanese restaurants struggled to sell sushi in America. People were just scared to eat it. Ichiro invented the California roll specifically to appeal to Americans. This sushi roll doesn't even exist in Japan, but because it was called the California roll, he took something that was unfamiliar and made it familiar to an audience. And of course, people started eating sushi like crazy, and it spread all across the nation. The concept here is people don't actually want something truly new. Sometimes they want familiar things that are done differently. There's a couple reasons why this works. Unfamiliar ideas that are made familiar can be a new way to invent ideas for your audience. You're not really inventing something completely new. You are making it familiar to a new audience so they will listen. People just get really comfortable and they have certain views and opinions on the world, and most of them never change. So instead, to adapt to that, you have to frame your videos into their worldview of what they believe, and then they'll believe it. The other reason why this is powerful is everything has already been done, but learning how to create unfamiliar concepts and making them familiar to your audience is a new way to be original. So how exactly do we make unfamiliar things familiar? One of the ways I accomplished it was bringing ideas from one category, one tree, to a new one. Safest Minecraft house videos. My audience loved these videos and I was very well known for them. But then I transitioned to real life content and I just did these same ideas but with Legos. My audience was already familiar with this idea and I was helping it be familiar in my new category of content. Lucky Blocks was a huge trend in Minecraft and I made a ton of videos on it. So then I decided to take it out of the game and bring it into real life. We also did this with eating Minecraft food in real life. I'm taking one thing my audience is familiar with and bringing it into a new world. And that's exactly what Chef Ichiro did. He would take things that the Japanese restaurants were familiar with and bring them into a new world by phrasing them in a new way, making unfamiliar things familiar to the new audience. Our fifth blueprint to think of ideas is limited. Sometimes we just have too many options on the table. Creativity isn't just the things we choose to put in, it's the things we choose to leave out. One of my favorite quotes by Austin Kleon. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in creating that we forget the basics. So I recommend when brainstorming, put a limit on what you can think of. And sometimes you can think of some of your greatest ideas when you work within constraints and give yourself boundaries. A lot of writers will do this and limit the number of different words they can use. The Cat in the Hat was written with only 236 different words. Then Dr. Seuss's editor bet him he couldn't write a book with only 50 different words. And he wrote Green Eggs and Ham, which actually became one of the best-selling children's book of all time. If we're creators, what kind of constraints do we need? Maybe you can only spend a certain amount of money on this video. How can you make it great? Maybe you can only film your video inside a car. So what can you create? And maybe you can only film your video with a toilet like I did. So what can you create? I spent all day in this toilet. Pick a video idea you want to do and put a limit on it. If you want to make a video on a brand new phone that just came out, then only plan ideas around that and put limits on it. What is everything you can possibly create with this new phone? Creativity works really good with limits. If you struggle with being creative, it's because you're thinking too wide. You need to narrow your thinking and focus and add limits to your creativity. I was talking to a friend the other day and he was struggling to think of new and unique ideas. I asked him what ideas he was thinking of and he started naming some of them. And each idea was from a totally different niche, totally different branch of content. Each idea being completely random from one another. I told him, if you want to get good at thinking of ideas, you need to place a limit on when you're brainstorming. And then I shared with him my brainstorming process of how I look at ideas. I don't focus on hundreds of random ideas. Instead, I focus on one branch of content when I'm brainstorming. Let's say I have a brainstorming session for secret room videos. In this brainstorming session, I will only think of secret room videos and nothing else. Another way I brainstorm ideas is I put a limit on one branch of video ideas. And I said, these ideas can only be filmed by purchasing one simple item on the internet and making a video with it. And with that limitation in mind, I ended up browsing the internet and finding some of the wildest products that I thought I could make cool videos on. Like these videos, 8-foot gummy snake. Making pancake art against a pancake
pancake robot, making Minecraft pancakes with a pancake robot, giant hamster ball challenge, drinking out of the world's longest straw, the craziest rubber band machine gun, the biggest gummy pizza. These are all ideas I found by looking across the internet and finding a really unique product to make a video on, but if I didn't set that limitation, I don't think I ever would have thought of these ideas. Number 6 has everything to do with leverage. Leveraging another audience is an incredible way to not just grow your channel, but also think of video ideas. Eric leveraged the audience of Logan Paul when he was a small channel to grow. He ended up spending a ton of money buying these couches from him and then making all of these videos. But in doing that, he leveraged the audience of Logan Paul, and there was a ton of Logan Paul fans clicking on these videos and they were curious. And then over time, they became fans of Eric. ZHC is a master at this. He makes videos specifically about building art for other creators. In doing so, he is leveraging the audience of these other creators to come watch his videos. To leverage another audience, it doesn't have to be you collaborating with another YouTuber. It could truly be anyone. It could be a band or artists or music, novelists, pilots, engineering, scientists, designers, and so many more. When you leverage an audience of another creator, they already have an audience and they are bringing it to you. I did this with my friends Moose and Shark. We all leveraged our audience together to create content. The best way to collaborate someone is not just to ask them to collaborate, but instead become their friend. I ended up making an incredible relationship with Moose and Shark, and now they are my 2 closest friends today when it comes to YouTube. We made hundreds of Minecraft videos together and helped each other grow our channels by collaborating and leveraging each other's audiences. Our friendship started at a simple gaming convention. I met them there and we were just talking about videos. We talked about video ideas, editing, and what type of videos we wanted to make. We ended up becoming friends very quickly because we made the exact same type of videos. And honestly, it felt like a huge relief to find a friend that makes the same style of content I did. We ended up going to get food, hanging out all that day, and slowly started to build our friendship and then started making videos together. If you want to collaborate with someone, focus on being their friend or giving them some sort of valuable advice if they need it. That's another thing that Moose and Shark and all of us would share together. When we found a video that performed good, we would note down what we learned from it and we would all share it together and try to apply it to each other's videos. It's not just about leveraging someone's audience to grow. It's about collaborating, building friendships that could last a lifetime. And in return, you can leverage both of your audiences together and grow, but it can also be a great way to think of ideas. Number 7 is super fans. Super fans are people that consume everything you do. They love your content, they watch every video, they like every video, they comment on every video, and believe it or not, you might have a small group of super fans. It might only be 10 people, or maybe it's a couple thousand. It doesn't matter how many, it just matters if they're a super fan and they love everything you do. Because your goal is to understand these super fans and think of ideas that they truly want to see. And in doing so and understanding these super fans, you can create some incredible video ideas. There is 2 ways I learned to understand my superfans. Number 1 is to think of your superfans as an onion. To understand them, you must peel back the layers. You need to know how your fans think and feel. What makes them click on something? To find something remarkable, a unique idea out of them, you have to put yourself in their shoes and understand what is remarkable to them. Because as a creator, sometimes the way you view your ideas isn't as important as the way your audience sees them. Great videos are gonna resonate with the viewer, not just the creator. Number 2 is caring equals learning. I'm just gonna be honest, your fans don't care about you. They really only care about themselves. That's hard to hear, but you have to ask what is in it for them. Why would they click on this video? Fans click on videos to satisfy themselves, to get entertainment for themselves, not for you. You need to understand what makes fans watch your videos and choose to click on them. Then you can understand how you can recreate it in different concepts, different branches. People end up wanting things based on how it makes them feel. And finally, our last way is documenting versus creating. There's a difference between documenting and creating content, and these are two different ways to think of ideas. Many creators will start their channels with documenting and then evolve to creating later. Documenting is reviewing, showcasing, playthrough, walkthrough, tutorials, or how-to videos. Channels like Doug DeMuro or Unbox Therapy, and even a bunch of gaming videos. Heck, my first couple hundred videos, I was actually documenting and not creating. Documenting basically means the video idea is already made for you. Documenting means the audience might search for this specific video idea. And then we have creating, which is something unique, original, different, and not following the script. Channels like Dude Perfect or Casey Neistat or my channel Unspeakable or Mark Rober. These guys are creating because they are making video ideas out of nothing. Creating means the video idea isn't really made yet. Creating gives you a chance to be different. Creating could also mean an act, a stunt, or something people want to share. I mean, we are literally creators, so shouldn't we create things that people want to share and talk about? Documenting means the audience and the video idea is already made for you. You just need to add your own style and package it well with the title and the thumbnail. For example, reviewing the newest phone that comes out, this idea is already made. And the best part about it is the audience is already here and ready to watch it because they want to know about this new phone. You just need to document it. Document your review, your experience, and what happened. We might have created and saw inspiration from other people about hunting tornadoes, but in the video itself, we actually didn't create anything. We were only documenting our experience. When I started my gaming channel, I was only documenting videos. I was reviewing mods, reviewing maps, reviewing Minecraft seeds and strategies and new updates that came out to the game. I was documenting, but I was not creating. But as I kept making videos, I slowly evolved to creating. Even when I started my real life vlog channel, I was only documenting ideas. The pancake robot, the bubble tent, all of these videos, I would just buy products and then document my experience using them. But again, as I kept making these videos, I slowly evolved to creating. Even big creators like PewDiePie started with documenting. Every video was him playing Amnesia, and over time, he evolved to more creative ideas. Even MrBeast started with documenting. So ask yourself, if you're struggling to think of ideas, maybe don't create as much. Maybe try to document instead. What can you review? What can you showcase? What can you teach? Can you make a how-to video? Can you teach people things? 8 incredible blueprints for thinking of ideas, plus all the other ways we thought of ideas in the intermediate and the easy section.
Looks like you're still here and I'm still here. You either have fallen asleep because my information has bored you to death, or you're so excited and you want to learn more. And the good thing is I have a lot more to offer you, and it's also free, all right? You don't have to pay anything. You don't even have to give me your email. All you gotta do is head over to our website, bluprintuniversity.com, and you can see the full 11-hour course of how to grow your YouTube channel from beginner to intermediate to pro levels. We've had multiple creators, over 1 million to 5 million subscribers, take the course and learn an insane amount of information and actually explode their channels even further. In fact, our studio's channel is a very good example. We were able to take that channel from about 900K a year in revenue and boost it all the way up to $3 million a year in revenue by applying the strategies inside Bluprint University. So go check it out. Link in the top of the description. It's 100% free. You don't have to log into anything. You don't even have to give me your email. Just go check out Bluprint University. But there's one thing you have to do. You have to apply the information, all right? You can't just watch the course and not do anything. You gotta watch the course, learn the information, apply the information, and see the results. Enjoy.